Under the undying light of Tyrion, the wit and craftsmanship of the Noldor reached a peak never seen before. In the year 1169 of the Years of the Trees, a soul destined to shake the very fate of Arda was born. He was the only son of Finwë, king of the Noldor, and his beloved wife Miriel. They named him Fëanor, which means spirit of fire. The name was like a prophecy, for he was born with a fiery and potent life force. His eyes were deep and piercing, as if they could see into the essence of things, and in his heart burned an unquenchable fire of creation. His birth seemed to consume all the life essence of his mother Miriel, leaving her amidst her joy with an unprecedented weariness. It was also in this year that Rúmil, the great lore master of Tyrion, in his contemplation of language and symbols, created the first systematic elven script, the Sirati, opening a new path for the elves to record their knowledge in poetry. However, the joy of new life was soon overshadowed by death. In the year 1170, just 1 year after Fëanor's birth, his mother Miriel's body and spirit were spent. She went to the gardens of Lorien in the west of Valinor and lay down in the dream gardens of the Vala Irmo, hoping to find rest. But her spirit departed from her body and passed silently to the halls of Mandos. She was the first of the elves to die in Oman, the Blessed Realm, and her passing brought a shock and sorrow to the immortal elves that they had never known before. Finwë's heart was broken. He kept vigil by his wife's side day after day, but her beautiful body remained lifeless. Finwë's grief lasted for a long time, but by the year 1172 his lonely heart yearned for new companionship and more heirs. He requested leave from the Vala to remarry, an act unprecedented in the history of the elves. The Vala held a solemn debate on the matter, and at last Manwë gave his judgment. So long as the spirit of the deceased spouse had no wish to return, the living partner could remarry. This judgment established the laws of marriage and widowhood for the elves, but it also laid the foundation for the future sundering of Finwë's house. In the year 1185, Finwë married Indies of the Vanir, a beautiful golden-haired lady, wholly different in temperament from the silver-haired and subtle-hearted Miriel. Indies brought new joy to Finwë, but her presence made the young Fëanor feel estranged. He poured all his passion into the pursuit of knowledge and craft, and his talents erupted like a flame, soon surpassing all his teachers. In the year 1190, Fingolfin, the first son of Finwë and Indies, was born. He inherited his father's valor and his mother's calm, a natural king with a far-seeing and steadfast gaze. 100 years later, in 1200, as Melkor entered the second age of his imprisonment in the halls of Mandos, Luthien, the daughter of King Thingol and Melian, was born in the enchanted land of Beleriand in Middle-earth. Her beauty blended the starlight of the elves with the divinity of the Mare, and when she sang in the forests of Doriath, all living things would fall silent to listen. In 1230, Finwë's third son, Finarfin, was born. He had his mother Indies' golden hair and the gentle nature of the Vanir, loving peace and despising strife. The three sons of Finwë, so different in character, filled the royal house of the Noldor with vitality, but also with deep-seated conflicts. Time in Valinor flowed like a gentle river, but in Middle-earth, a new chapter of history was quietly unfolding. In the year 1250, Fëanor's genius reached its zenith. Dissatisfied with Rúmil's Sirati, he created a more fluid and elegant writing system of his own, the Tengwar letters, which soon spread among the Noldor. It was also in this year that the dwarves who had been sleeping deep within the Blue Mountains finally awoke. They came forth from their dark halls and entered the forests of Beleriand. When these stout and stubborn people of the mountain first met the Sindar elves, both sides were filled with wonder and wariness. But King Thingol, in his wisdom, saw the benefit of an alliance with these master craftsmen, and a cautious friendship began to form between the two disparate races. The years passed and Finwë's grandchildren were born, bringing new life to the royal house. In 1260, the valiant Fingon, eldest son of Fingolfin, was born. In 1280, Finarfin married Irwin, the daughter of Olwe, king of the Teleri at Alqualand. Their union symbolized the friendship between the Noldor and the Teleri. In the year 1300, Melkor entered the third and final age of his imprisonment. In Valinor, Turgon, second son of Fingolfin, and Finrod, eldest son of Finarfin, were born. Both were figures of legend who would one day establish great kingdoms in Middle-earth. and in Beleriand the kingdom of Thingol Doriath grew ever more prosperous. He invited dwarven craftsmen from the city of Belagost in the Blue Mountains to build for him a magnificent subterranean palace in the heart of the forest, Menegroth, the Thousand Caves. The palace was delved into the living rock, its pillars carved in the likeness of beech trees, adorned with birds and flowers of silver and gold. Fountains murmured in its halls and countless silver lamps lit this land of everlasting twilight. At the same time, Daeron, chief minstrel of King Thingol, created a script for the Sindar elves, the Surth Daeron, a runic script of straight lines, suitable for carving on wood and stone. Yet the peace of Middle-earth was fragile. In the year 1330, a dark power began to seep from the north. For the first time, the Sindar encountered orcs at the edges of the forests, the foul creatures made by Melkor from the twisting of elves. They were cruel and bloodthirsty, bringing terror to the quiet woods. Thingol immediately recognized the approaching danger. He commissioned the dwarves to forge weapons and armor for his people, and for the first time the elves began to prepare for war. In the year 1350, the Nander elves who wandered near the misty mountains in the east heard tales of the prosperity of Beleriand and of the growing threat of darkness. Their leader, Denethor, led a part of his people over the Blue Mountains and into Beleriand. They swore allegiance to King Thingol, who granted them the land of Assyriand, the land of seven rivers, as their home. They brought with them knowledge of the wide lands to the east and strengthened the forces of the Sindar. It was also during this time that Daeron further refined his runes. This simple and practical writing system was much loved by the dwarves, who adapted it and spread it throughout the vast regions east of the Blue Mountains. In the year 1362, Galadriel, the daughter of Finarfin and Irwin, was born. Her golden hair seemed to have captured the mingling light of Laurelin, one of the two trees, and her gaze was keen and full of wisdom. She was the proudest and most far-sighted of the women of the Noldrin royal house. In the same year, Eredhel, the White Lady, daughter of Fingolfin, was also born. Their births added new chapters to the story of the Noldor, and their fates would be tightly interwoven with the future of Arda, and with the darkness that was soon to be unleashed.